During Terence Crawford's media workout, Terence said that Gervonta Tank Davis is just too small. When Terence Crawford was asked about whether or not he thinks that Gervonta Tank Davis and Terence Crawford could potentially match up down the line, Terence Crawford responded, "He's too little." And it was interesting because obviously we remember that Tank, when asked about breaking down Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, said that what happens when you have a metal shield and what happens when you have a glass shield, saying that Terence Crawford has a glass chin basically, and then Errol Spence's punch resistance is way more tolerable as opposed to Terence's. It was a big statement, and obviously Terence, I'm sure he saw that, and then responding to the question of whether or not he thinks that he and Tank will ever share the ring, he said no, because Tank's too little. And there's some truth to that. Obviously Tank used to campaign at 130 pounds, now out fighting at 135, potentially going up to 140, but 147 might be a bit of a stretch for him. And I think that for Terence Crawford, 140 isn't really in the question anymore. He's more so looking at 147, beating Errol Spence, and then going up to 154 pounds and, getting titles up there. He wants to accomplish as much as he can and not necessarily go back and take a step back, but, fighting a guy like Tank wouldn't be easy for him, in my opinion. I don't think it's as easy as, he stops a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, because Terence Crawford's way bigger. Physically, that may be true, but in terms of who carries a bigger punch, I think Tank might carry that shot, that weight on his punches that, could potentially stop Terence Crawford. That might be a crazy statement, but I think that, obviously, I understand that there are weight classes for a division, but I also think that you can hit harder despite being in a lighter weight class than other fighters who might be in a higher weight class, but still they don't necessarily carry that same power as you do. And I think Tank's one of those specimens. He's one of those special guys that carries that power. Even though he's technically a natural 130, 135 pounder, he could knock out anyone from 126 all the way to 168 or 175, in my opinion. Maybe even a heavyweight. I don't know. Tank really has God-given power, in my opinion. I think that not a lot of guys can hang with him. I'm not taking away from Bud saying that he wouldn't beat Tank. I think it's a close fight. Maybe it's in Bud's favor just because of the experience at the weight class. But in terms of power, I think if Tank lands on anybody, they're going to sleep. So that would be something that I think that Terence would have to worry about. This is a hypothetical fight scenario. Obviously, it's a dream match in my opinion, because these guys are. I don't think Tank is too small for a guy like Terence. He's fought big guys, but obviously the physique and physicality of fighting a guy, 2 weight classes above you is not easy. But I think if there's somebody that, can make a run for it and should go for it, it's a guy like Tank, because that power transitions from, 135 all the way to 147, in my opinion, maybe even 154 and 160. He spars guys, and, from what I'm hearing, the locker room talk is that he's knocking guys out who are weighing like 160, so I'm not surprised by that, because Tank's a monster. He's unstoppable. No one's been able to compete with him on his level yet. He's elite, and at that elite level, there are a few guys that can hang with him. And, in terms of slick boxers fighting guys that are very in and out, who move well, he hasn't faced anyone like that yet, but we're going to wait to see if he's able to pass that test against guys like Shakur Stevenson, guys like Devin Haney. And once he accomplishes that, it'll be a different story for sure. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about Terence Bud Crawford and Gervonta Tank Davis potentially getting it on in the future. I think it's a tremendous matchup, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. That's going to do it for another Nads Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.